People will always debate behind their poor behavior. But those behaviors occur at a very young age because the parents fail to correct the behavior, and then they become grown adults with this same poor behavior. But laws were passed in Texas concerning this behavior because the possibility of imminent danger. Person can have some type of virus or contagious disease, and by expelling their saliva on someone could cause imminent danger. But the law is in place to protect those that know how to protect themselves. Of course, you got to know if they do have it. Of course, you need to know their address and name. Those are the most common things. Know who you're engaging with. Find some information. Those are usually the stance on securing your evidence. So I'm going to leave this video for you to understand some of the laws, and it may be some errors, but this is just for informational purpose. This is something that you can research on your own. So stop spitting.
In Texas, spitting on someone is a criminal act classified as an assault, which is an offensive or provocative physical contact if the person spitting has a known, highly dangerous communicable disease. The act can lead to a more severe charge of assault with a deadly weapon, or even attempted murder because the disease-carrying saliva can be considered a deadly weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Classifications of charges. Simple assault, spitting on someone, generally falls under the definition of assault, involving offensive or provocative physical contact. 1, 2. Assault with a deadly weapon. If the individual knows they have a contagious disease like HIV or hepatitis C and spits with the intent to transmit the disease, the saliva can be considered a deadly weapon, leading to charges of assault with a deadly weapon. 3, 4, 5. Attempted murder in some cases, such as when a person with HIV knowingly spits at someone with the intent to infect them. The act can be prosecuted as attempted murder. 3, 4. Factors that increase severity. 3, 5. Knowledge of a contagious disease. The person spitting must know they have a communicable disease for the charge to escalate to the level of assault with a deadly weapon or attempted murder. Intent to transmit the disease. A key factor is the intent to transmit the disease through the spitting action. Nature of the disease. Diseases that are considered life-threatening, such as HIV, are treated more severely under the law. Attempted murder, this is the most severe charge, potentially resulting in a prison sentence of 2 to 99 years. In Texas, spitting on someone can be prosecuted under different laws, including assault, Texas Penal Code Section 22.01. If done with intent or as disorderly conduct, Texas Penal Code Section 42.01, or harassment, Texas Penal Code Section 42.07, depending on the specific circumstances. The classification can range from a Class C misdemeanor, fine only, for basic assault up to a felony if the victim is a public servant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Potential charges. Assault, spitting on someone, can be considered assault if it is intentional and causes a harmful or offensive physical contact. This is a misdemeanor but can be upgraded in certain situations. 2, 7, 8, 9. Disorderly conduct. Spitting can be charged as disorderly conduct under Texas Penal Code Section 42.01 if it involves making an offensive gesture or display in a public place that tends to incite a breach of the peace. 1, 2. Harassment. Spitting can also fall under the harassment statute, Texas Penal Code Section 42.07, if it is part of a scheme or course of conduct intended to annoy, alarm, or harass another person. 5, 10, 11. Factors influencing the charge. Intent. The act must be intentional or knowing to qualify as an offense. 1. Victim. If the person being spat on is a public servant, like a police officer, or a person in a correctional facility, the offense can be elevated to a felony charge under sections like harassment by persons in certain facilities. 2, 4. Context. The specific circumstances, such as whether the act was a single instance or part of a pattern of abusive behavior, will determine the applicable law and the severity of the charge. 2, 3. Consequences. Misdemeanor, a basic assault charge for spitting, is typically a Class C misdemeanor, punishable by a fine of up to $500 and a criminal record. 2. Felony, more severe charges, like assaulting a public servant, can lead to more serious penalties, including significant fines and jail time. 2, 4, 12, 13. AI responses may include mistakes.